opportunity.
Oh!
Try not to break a head off in the wheel.
Right. Ah! I don't like this, Randy. Okay.
Stressed.
Oh God, okay. Ah,
You're doing just fine. Look at that.
That's what's supposed to happen.
I don't even
right?
think NASCAR guys get to put studs in like that, huh?
This just feels a little uncomfortable, but you're saying this is your world. This
Yeah,
is your thing.
yeah.
So
This is
Randy's telling us what to do.
this is fun right here. Wow.
Brand new tires all around the car, and obviously a big reason why I want to test it is because I have never done this before. So there's that, and I also need to get some logs for Josh from High Horse Performance, who's just going to look over the tune and make sure everything is a-okay with the car actually driving and testing on the ground. So I'm gonna connect with him really quick. He's been on the phone with me for the past 2 hours, running through all the software and getting everything set up. We had to reprogram our nitrous controller and set better parameters for the voltage it's seeing for throttle, for start and end RPM, setting all the ramp rates, and just getting everything dialed here. So that is completely been set up now. Had to also set the RPM for our two-step. That's done by moving these two mechanical dials that are on this two-step. It's just really hard to get to because of where it's at. And then we also went through everything on the Diablo Sport Trinity data logger and made sure that it's gonna record all the parameters that I want to record and that I can do playback on my computer. So now that all of that is set up, it is time. It is time to actually test this thing for the very first time fully.
Start it up.
Alright, I am suited up and ready to go. Donnie's running over to get some water to make a little area for me to try burnouts. So I'm gonna test those for a bit and then get straight into proper launches with two-step. At the moment, two-step is set at 4,000 RPM. That's where Black Magic Clutches wanted me to launch from to make the clutch do what it needs to do. This is it. File over to them and see what it's doing, because maybe it's a safety thing. Yeah, nitrous isn't even on, but two-step's definitely not working, so I feel like it's something to do with two-step.
Yeah, and after you had it sitting for a bit, turned it back on, then it worked for the first one, and then as soon as you went to do a second one.
It's always, yeah, anything past the second one, it's going into some weird limp mode. And it just doesn't, even the first one, it just doesn't feel as powerful. And does it sound not as loud?
Yeah.
maybe
This thing
it's
is so loud.
Maybe it's still loud. This is not the time for the car to be acting up. I don't know what has changed. Nothing should have changed since we were at KSR. The only thing we've done is tune the clutch a tiny bit, but if anything, it should be better. The car is going into like some weird limp mode after I do a first burnout attempt. And even my first burnout that the car lets me do, it's not even that good of a burnout. This was literally just supposed to be a test to get me comfortable, but now the car's not doing any of the things now, so. I ended up going back out yesterday, and then the car just wasn't doing the limp mode thing anymore. And we're thinking that was just because IETs got so hot. They were at like 180 from doing multiple passes and just not having fresh ice, we're assuming, in the cooler. So at least I was able to make a couple passes with the car acting as it should, with line locker working, with two-step working. So that's amazing. And really, it's just on me to get my timing right. It's so new. I'm working with Josh from High Horse Performance and Brian from Diablo Sport to just go over the logs, double check everything. I might have a tune update to test today before we get on the road. Because yeah, I was supposed to be on the road like an hour ago, but I'll still be okay if I leave this evening instead of like midday today. Drag racing car and want to find similar parts for your build, be sure to check out the links in the description to find those parts and more on eBay Motors. Let's ride.